where the wind turbine stands completely on the soil, on the firmly. It's just a 3-minute video, which will give you the complete picture of, the kind of requirements in terms of wind energy construction, operation, and maintenance is involved. You could see once the foundation is built, each and every aspect of your engineering is involved into these parts. The logistics, the road constructions, the concrete segment, these are the prefabricated concrete tower structures. You can see the huge structures in front of the human being standing at the tower in just a base. The tower keeps on rising up to, what could be the maximum height of wind turbine you must have seen? Or you can imagine? That's a typically Enercon make turbine from Germany, where we have been part of this commissioning. One wind turbine, 12 megawatt. That's huge. If you go to this part, you could clearly see it here. The person standing is just half of its diameter. I believe I'm going to visit again with all club engineering, and we call this as application engineering, not limited to computer, electrical, mechanical, and civil. Even environmental specialists are all about. So these are the blades of wind turbine. Many of you have seen the blade transporting on the roads all across, but there is a deep theory involved into evolution of these wind turbine blades from last 30 years. We love to do this job on the wind turbine because it's not only about engineering. It gives you every sense of life, including what Dr. Sava said, importantly, the fitness. Yeah, being an engineer, it's most difficult that we have to climb almost 140 to 160 meter every day before I start my office. So that keeps you fit and fine. If you ask me to climb 40-story building, it's just a 7-minute job. You can go from first floor to 40th floor. That is what this industry teaches us, to make yourself fit. No gym instructor can make it happen very regularly. We pay for the gym, but then we have maximum absenteeism in the gym. Right? So that is what data also shows. And that's the most profitable business in India. As a part of database and the worldwide requirement. What we're talking about is sustainable development goals, where more than 190 countries from the world has united together, and we talk about better life on Mother Earth. The life has been deteriorating, environment has been changing, climate has been changing day by day. So for social forum, for human being, or all the species living on the earth, including plants, the sustainable goals has been created, and everybody should keep on thinking how we are focusing. I like the slide which Dr. Sav has said, the last one, the 3 stone carvers, where the outlook of the thing is completely changed when you see the things. If you say, I'm just studying engineering, you say, okay, just for the sake of passing out the examination and for the sake of getting the certificate from university so that I can get employed. But if you say, I'm creating a future for the nation, I'm creating a future for the society, by whatever way I can contribute. So you look out of the perspective of your profession, your commission completely will change. You will have different vision in your life. Similarly, I will not take much time on these 17 development goals, but these are all about the poverty, all about money, about good waters. Good water is going to be one of the largest, let's say, challenge in a very short while. So you can go through these parts as a step by step, including quality educations. We talk about education, but the quality of education is very, very essential. You can find this slide on the Google just easily, so you can work on these parts. But if we keep your life perspective with the sustainable development goals, your perspective will increase to a very large extent. That's what I will just request to look into these parts. Secondly, as again in continuation with Dr. Tripathi said about the energy, every house is going to be a generation. I'd like to take the same form further. Initially, apart from the energy, I'll just take a simple example. Maybe 30, 40 years back, when the polythene was developed, it was innovation. Isn't it? Yes or no? What is today? It's spoiling. It's spoiling everything. Day-to-day life, health, environment, and whatnot, including resources like river, sea, and everything. So when we talk about innovation, every innovation has got all setbacks. But we have to be prepared how we are going to combat the setbacks according to the requirements. When you say energy, initially the carbon, oil, these are the sustainable, these were the energy sources initially been done. But since the reservoirs are going to be getting vacated, the whole focus of energy production has shifted worldwide only onto renewable energy. And renewable energy is something which gives you pollution-free energy. So, if you say a wind turbine gives you the electricity back within, let's say, 90 days, which it requires to consume to manufacture the wind turbine. Let's say one wind turbine, it takes the energy of, let's say, 1 billion kilowatt hours. It gives you back within 90 days. It pays back to the society, it pays back to the community, it pays back to the Mother Earth. So that's how it is very, very essential to talk about. And the future is all about the renewable energy, because all the resources are going to be declined, it is going to be expensive, it is going to be polluted, and next generation, today's generation is going to oppose that we don't need pollution anymore. This is all about the wind potential in India when we talk about the wind maps. If you see in general, there are 7 windy states which have been declared as windy states, out of which we are lucky to have very close to Gujarat border, where almost 30% of the wind potential capacity is available in near vicinity. We travel 300 kilometers, we have access to 30% renewable reach potential area. Think of employment, think of contribution to the nation, think of an opportunity for innovation, creativity, and research. All doors are open to us. And being in suitable location in Gujarat with the good governance and the policies, I'm sure we're going to do justice to it. Next slide talks about the potential, which is in the numbers. As of now, all over India, I'll just give one example. As of now, all over India, 10 gigawatts of projects are declared. 10 gigawatts of wind turbine projects. That's equivalent to 5,000 wind turbine installations. Out of which, 80% of the installation happening only and only in Gujarat. Being a policy-prone state, being a wind-rich state because of the natural resources, where nobody has put in efforts, but still we are reaching to the resources, and the same thing is going to give an employment to the highest extent into the all India basis to contribute to the system. The outlook of our engineering will not be limited to only mechanical, electrical and all, it's related to the climate change and better living. So we'll directly connect it to the sustainable development goals. What is a wind turbine? We always talk about wind energy as a professional. We will shortly switch over to the computer and IoT also. But what is a wind turbine? The basic perception which we have built up in our back of mind, wind turbine is all about mechanical, because we see some physical objects flying from one side to another side, and something is rotating, gear must be there, something is turning, bearing must be there, something is there, gearbox must be there. So these are basic perceptions. But wind turbine is a complete application engineering. It starts with the environment, it adds into the social. It has got mechanical, electrical, instrumentation, IT, computer science, telecom, geotechnical, polymer chemical, civil, social, and whatnot. Each and every aspect of engineering is required to create, to install, to operate, and to maintain the wind turbine. Once the wind turbine is installed, it's supposed to operate for 25 years. Let's say if you start working on that, you can have your whole life working for the wind turbines. And I proudly say that out of my 21 years of experience, I worked into wind turbine for 19 years. And to have the passion into working into the wind, I started my own venture where I don't have boundaries. I have direct contribution to institutions. We can direct contribute to the innovations and the platforms where the wind energy can be made more richer, more cheaper, and more productive in the long term. This is just the various components of the wind turbine, where we talk about transformer, generator, gearbox, hub, tower, and rotor. These are certain aspects of wind turbine into engineering when we talk about. The back end of all these things is going to be handled by IT, computer engineering. Earlier is the days when we talk about any machine, there was a concept of something called as run till failure, RTF. So nobody is aware what's happening unless until you touch it. You don't know what's wrong with the machine. Unless until you, let's say, go to the testing laboratory with some samples, you don't know what's the status of material, including it could be the oil, it could be the gear, it could be the blades or anything. Today, each and every component of wind turbine is having inbuilt inherent sensors, which gives so much of data that it has become more intellectual than a human sometimes. While operating the wind turbines, I can assure you with 99% of our experiences, a human can make a mistake, but the wind turbine PLC software with his IT applications never commits mistakes. So that's how we handle the machines. For example, there are a lot of technology which are available, which gives you comfort to the human being, but ultimately all the rich experience, all the rich brains are involved to build the algorithms, to build the softwares, to build the technology, to make it so robust that even it comes to Bardoli, the brains is from Delhi, the brain is from California, the brain is from UK, the brain is from Denmark, and from whatnot. But you will not be able to tap the same intelligence level in absence of IoT. The heat of IoT, in the morning, one of my colleague Praveen was sharing with me, like Boeing, right Praveen? It's a Boeing. Boeing flies so much of, let's say, the flights and flying machines every day. They're all connected to the clouds. So if one machine, Boeing machine, which is of the same configuration, facing a turbulence, it gives an immediate alert signal and preparedness to the flying turbines, flying machines which are coming from the backside. That's how they are connected with IoT. So the pilot becomes alerts before the faces. It's a proactive. We get to know very, very proactively. In application of IoT into wind turbines as a range of applications, when the wind turbine is operational, there is a huge set of data which is created. There are more than, outside 1,800 characteristics has been captured into the raw data file. Sometimes we call it a CSV file or text file or the normal format file. This data is completely pictured or captured by a software into the control security wall systems, where same data is sliced and chewed to the extent that you get an extracted information out of it, right? And this happens in a real time. So if we have a technology with us, if the connectivity is being given to us, a turbine which is installed in Germany, I can control the entire turbine from here. I can stop the turbine from here, we can run the turbine from here, we can make it into the safe mode, we can make it into the aggressive mode as per the wind conditions sitting into India. And that is what is all possible only because of IoT. Otherwise, one turbine, one man, like a watchman was the equation earlier. Each turbine has to be seen by somebody. So there was a people who look around wind turbine whole day in the controller, saying that something is wrong, something is red signal, something is orange signal, and something is green signal, so everything is fine. They used to report like this. But with IoT embedded into the wind turbine, everything has become very professional, And as we say, we need possibly instead of 100 people, we need only 2 people to manage 100 turbines. Of course, it's a loss of job opportunity at this junction, but 98 people are doing better jobs at the same time. So whole data has been shared, and the data goes into the performance analytics, wind farm audits, and technical due diligence. So from sitting into the data center, you get to know what range of disease or what range of problem the turbine is having. Nowadays, possibly we stay into little rural areas, so we don't have much of advanced applications on this. But if you go to the metros, or rather hyper metros like Bangalore or Mumbai or Chennai or Delhi, for example, maybe large corporates are working with some gadgets onto their shoulder, they carry whole time, and they say, I don't know what is my lifestyle, but doctor has given me to monitor something which tells doctor how good I am or how bad I am into my habits. Right? Your girlfriend or your wife does not know what time you wake up, what video you see, but WhatsApp and YouTube and Google definitely knows what you see, where you wake up, when you go to bed, what you eat, when you celebrate. Everything is possible. And that's all because of IoT. So we have to be careful about all the business. It's a good smile. So when we talk about IoT as an interface, it's like turbine or any machinery talking to yourself. Hey, I'm running over speed. Any cars, like the automobiles keeps on telling you, please do your seat belts. You must have heard this statement, right? Earlier the same thing was not possible. But with this, yes, there is a sensors available. If you do not wear the same seat belts, you get to know that yes, you need to wear the seat belts. Similarly, the wind turbine starts talking to you with the help of IoT, and you need to understand each and every aspect of this requirement. I'll come. If the IoT comes, there is less requirements of job opportunity, but we'll come to the next slides, which will tell us what is all requirement about. I'll just cut short the slides. The entire wind farming is a very, very data collecting source. We collect the data for 3 years before installing the wind turbine. 3 years is a huge data that has been processed in the software with a quality check, consistency check. Then we determine what kind of turbine to be put, which technology is suitable. Like we do for the car. Like I have this road, so Suzuki is okay, Toyota is okay, or Honda is also okay. I should not go for Mercedes even though you have money, because it will have further breakdowns on my roads in the village. So that kind of decisions are made with the help of the data which has been collected. What I mentioned earlier, whatever data analytics you do, but being an engineer into electrical, mechanical, civil, computer, there is no substitute to the basics. You have good amount of data, and I will tell you the real-time example. When the internet was slow, and let's say you get an opportunity to get on fast Wi-Fi connected somewhere, you sit on Google and you download so many documents. Yes or no? This is the trend, everybody does it? Okay. And when after 2 days or 2 weeks, something new is to be dumped into the same pen drive, we delete the old one. Yes or no? Because we have so much of data, but sitting on the data, without working on data has got no meaning. So data collection is nothing but a one line. If you do not act on it, it will be garbage in, garbage out. If we need to be productive, we need to systematically channelize all this data which is coming out on the picture on your software platform or server platform, and then you can make a creativity out of it. Electrical, mechanical or other things, then you will be able to determine the level of requirement for the machine excellence, machine learning and the proactive requirements. Many software companies, you must have seen, why they recruit mechanical engineers? They recruit electrical engineers, yes or no? Or they recruit civil engineers, why? What is your reason for that? Why they should go for core engineering? Because mechanical engineer knows the basics of the machine, civil engineer knows the basics of civil. If the software is been taught to him, he can create wonderful creatures of his engineering. Right? So, he did not to have technical plus software, both the consulting together. They both can work together and create a miracle. Because they know basics both. That's the reason all core engineering is also part of it. That's the reason we always say that now we don't have to bifurcate into electrical, mechanical, civil, electronics and all. It's all about applied application engineering. When the asset life cycle is determined by means of its design, manufacturing, installation and operation and maintenance. So it's a continuous feedback. On the lifetime of the circuit, it's a complete feedback. So when 10 turbines are installed initially, the machine gives the data to the manufacturing center straight away, saying that my bearing is getting heated up, my generator is getting overspeed. So designer takes the input of it and redesigns his software, PLC software, to have improved governance mechanism to understand how these problems can be solved. So many times, you have in mobile phones, you have update patches on the software, what you always call as a bug fixing, right? What is improved into new version of the software. When you apply any, when you download any application, you always get, there is a new version, right? But old version is no more existing, new version, and there is a reason for that, why the new version came. Because the data which is from the old version collected from so many users as a part of your problem reporting, as a part of problem you're facing, is converted into the new innovation, and that's how the revision to the software comes. Similarly is applicable to the entire engineering application. So this entire thing goes to the cloud system. From the cloud system it has been collected, because everything in life is all about input, output and the process with some feedback mechanism. This is the basic IO diagram, is a life principle for everybody. And whole world, including all engineering, social, environment, works on this. The moment we have feedback, we take it positive, we improve. The moment there is a feedback, we take it to make verbose machinery. But the feedback is important, and that comes through again IoT. What is happening outside the campus, you need not to go outside. Nowadays you can see what's happening outside the campus. That's how you can change your features of an environment within the control room. That's a basic application of the IoT. So all data is captured into the service at each stage, and this has been processed to make a better product all the time. So it confirms the problems or the issues. What is the biggest problem in the world? I think Dr. Saab has also touched that topic. Once again, touched to your slides. What is the biggest problem in the earth? What is the biggest problem on the earth? You can answer any stupid question, because the question itself is stupid. Yes, please have courage to ask questions and answers. This time I am asking questions, so please answer me. What is the biggest problem on the earth? Or you face on day-to-day life? No? No answer? Who makes the complaints? Who makes the complaints? Sorry? Human. Have you ever seen tree complaining to you? Have you ever seen river complaining to you? Have you ever seen farms complaining to you, or the machines complaining to you? They don't complain, they report. But being a human, we complain, we manipulate, we fabricate the things as per our perspective, right? And that is the reason the IoT has came into place. The root cause of IoT being in place, because people were lying, people were not reporting, people were not being cooperative, people have been changing the reports as per the requirement. That's the reason mandatory. If the security is seeing there, and if you want to pass on, sir, water is not allowed, you say, अरे यार थोड़ा चलता है, चलने दो ना water, sir, CCTV लगा है, अच्छा? You don't respect. That's the reason IoT has taken a birth, and it allows you sometimes. The people with a different mindset has got a, let's say, a thought process that some people are confined, some people are being liberated, some people are enjoying, and everybody is getting benefit out of it. And that's IoT when we talk about it. So we created a problem, now we have to find out a solution through IoT. So it confirms the problem. When you ask, who has broken the door of class number so and so, you will not get the answer. But if there is a CCTV, okay, Mr. Amit, please come. You broke the glass of window. It's confirmed. Problem is confirmed. So that way, defining the problem is very clear. changes how we deliver the programs, allocate resources, decides what program we offer is been clearly done, validate what we already know. So it's not that somebody is trying to say the things as per his perceptions. You know this big story of that IIT, 4 friends ahead of examination go out of the hall, report late, and they say our tire burst, so apologies, we were in deep problems, everybody makes their clothes dirty, and next day they have a question. They said, okay, we'll not take examination tomorrow, we'll not do today, we'll do your examination tomorrow. And there's only one question which has been asked. Which tire of your car burst? If all 4 answers the same question in the same answer, you'll get 100% marks. Right? So we try to fabricate the things. Then encourage inquiry and further exploration of the issues. Question what we assume is working and not working. Provided reliable information on accountability. Guide continuous improvement. Build a community of lifelong learners. So it gives you each and every aspect of whether you are sleeping at home or you are working at office, whether your office in Delhi, Chandigarh, Chennai or UK, you can monitor your offices straight away from here through just a mobile application and IoT. You know what is the efficiency is happening, right? So that's a base application which conforms to the asset life. And this asset life means everything. You talk about asset life of car, you talk about let's say machinery, you talk about bikes, you talk about everything where this can be IT enabled. So it gives you quite a good importance, but some creative minds enjoy, but some, let's say, congested mind says, okay, no, that's a problem for me, I can't use this anymore. So that's how the IT contributes to the whole day life. When we talk about the maintenance cycle, this topic also was again touched upon by Dr. Saab about the maintenance cycle. What is involved in the maintenance? That's man, material, machine and the methods all together. Okay, so when we create maintenance, what we do, basically a person picks up a material, a man picks up some material, follows some method, goes to machinery. That's a preventive maintenance. And he has to do the justice as for the preventive maintenance. But when you do the same preventive maintenance with the help of IoT and data analytics, you get very well inputs out of it, which we talk about. What is the main? It doesn't limit to the main. It's what is the skill level? When it should be done? What is the optimum quantity? What is the utility index? 10 people supply, that does not mean that all 10 people are working with the same efficiency. But IoT application will give you what is the efficiency of an individual human. And again, touching to the figures of yours, the productivity index of ours is pretty low. I give you my own example. For the wind turbine installation, you must have seen that there are only, I think, more than 18 or 15 people in my team during this video captures at this part. We do the same thing in India with 62 people. Because we have a lot of complaints. Sir, मैं rope नहीं उठा सकता हूँ. Sir, मैं दिन में एक ही बार climb कर सकता हूँ. Sir, वो crane operator आया नहीं है. 40 लोग राह देख रहे हैं. So it's all loss of efficiency at all the stage. The efforts, commitment, and everything comes from within. So that gives you a lot of efficiency. When you talk about material, it's just in time. It's a cost. When you say JIT, that's inventory management. You will be developing a lot of software on the inventory management, which is just a hidden cost. Many companies has got into losses only because of the inventory management. Similarly, it's VDE. It's a vital. Same is with FSN. Same is with MRP and same with the reader. So what kind of information you are pursuing from this, information from the material? It's a vital, it's a desired, it's essential. That kind of information you will be requiring. So you don't need to carry a spare wheel, for example. Earlier, every car was having a spare wheel, but sometimes few car owners or manufacturers started, okay, my vehicle doesn't puncture anymore. So why should I give a spare wheel? It's a dead cost to the entire. That way he can reduce his cost of the car by, let's say, some few thousand. So that's how this data helps in totality. When we talk about material, it's automation, it's all about the tool, it's all about cycle time, methods. Then we talk about machinery. Everything is interconnected on the tool parts as a part of cloud server. Once this all is connected to the cloud server, there is no role of person. Sir, मैं store में गया था, material मिला नहीं, या फिर store वाला आया नहीं, इसलिए मैंने काम किया नहीं. That's a basic excuse you get it. But when you have the system on, you say, okay, you have the material in the place, please go and pick up the material, start work immediately. So Cloud assists us much better than anything else in the world. That is including the operational efficiency, the return of investment and maximum return of investments. So IoT doesn't limit to only technical parts, but the data is being utilized for many applications for determining your profitability, determining efficiency, determining cost of offering into the competitive market. So that's how the data is very, very essential in terms of revenue, growing revenue in terms of cost, reduce the cost in terms of fixed asset, improve the asset productivity in terms of working capital, reduce the working capital. These are the four business which has been driven completely from AD machinery. That's how every individual data is being captured from the sensoric, from the wind turbine or any other asset applications. These are few diagrams which we talk about. Let's say the cost of initial design was on the very high side, but when you go with the applications, it keeps on increasing, and ultimately we have a unique design requirement at the end with a very low cost applications. So that's how data keeps on shifting the paradigm from first episode to the last episode, while optimizing the cost of entire products from top to bottom. These are certain let's say elements in terms of benefits of the IoT. You know the real-time status, so you can't fool around. For example, the biggest example is in logistics. Okay, I am going out of wind turbine, but biggest example is logistics. If you have GPS-enabled logistics, you know how much time it takes to reach from Surat to Mumbai, and that's how the logistics industry is also benefiting out of it. Same way in the wind turbine, whether it's working, how it's working, how much power it is producing, it is working as per the prevailing efficiency or not, that all estimation is possible in the real time. And sitting into the office, we can say, hey Amit, just look at the graph of your turbine. You have been sitting there at the turbine, but turbine is not working with efficiency. So we can make a correct efficiency turbine and you can generate more power into the same time. Same is with your condition-based monitoring for bearings, gearbox. It's a very big applications in itself in condition-based monitoring. Performance-based maintenance, preventive maintenance basically. So earlier, every 3 months you need to do the cycle. Like your two-wheelers, for example, I'm just giving you the domestic example so that you can understand it. There is something called as a spanner on your dashboard in the two-wheelers now. Like it needs a service. There is a service indicator. So something goes wrong with the car or with the two-wheeler, you get to know that the car needs a service. Earlier the protocol was every 600 kilometers you need to do the maintenance, but that has been changing. That frequency. So how better you use your assets, you delay your requirements of the corrections. So that's how you are getting benefited in low resources and low cost of operations and maximum efficiency of the organization. Similarly, the prediction-based maintenance. This fails into the machine learning. Like if there are 10 turbines has failed because of XYZ reason, and if you know that the 11th turbine is behaving in the same fashion, your IoT stops the turbine. That the first 10 turbine has failed, so 11th turbine will say, okay, my 10 colleagues has failed in the same way. Now the 11th will not fail, they will stop the turbine proactively. That's how it's a proactive maintenance which will come in. It's like, 5 of your friends advising that, okay, don't do this, otherwise you will face the problems. The same thing is being done by IoT because, again, the problem is human misguide sometimes, but the IoT will not misguide you. Then is the smart predictive maintenance with the big data. When we talk about machines, it's about performance. That's the key performance indicators with MTTF. That's mean time to fail, mean time between failures, and alert based on condition monitoring system, CDM. So we have condition monitoring system. Any part of the world you are into, you get to know whether the turbine is good, bad, or ugly, in which shape it is. Doing the things with insight, like mechanical engineers does the vibration analysis, but the software engineers compiles a program with the mechanical algorithm. Compiles with the algorithm, and we close this part. Same is with infrared thermography, ultrasound, tribology, motor circuit analysis, laser element. All the applications are based on this part. So based on this data, we can refine inventory, we can improve the preventive maintenance requirements of the entire thing. And this is how we come upon the efficiency of the turbines, which has been calculated from the data, which can be a performance-based incentives to the employees also. These are certain graphs which are conducted, like 25 turbines on the same site getting the different wind speed, so you get to know in real time this is what is happening on the part of it. These are the different efficiencies of the turbines, how they are behaving as per the virtual wind speed data. So you get to know how the wind turbines are working according to the prevailing wind speed to maximize the generation. And these are the geographical discussions. This is plotted on the Google Earth. For example, these are the wind turbines. Every wind turbine behaves differently. So for each wind turbine, there has to be requirement of a machine learning, machine behavior, and improving the software with various controls. So with this algorithm, they built in-house with the historical data of 10 years or 20 years, and we improve the machine efficiency every year next year. So that's how we prevent the failures, we make it more productive, and we make it more efficient every year. And that's basic from my side about the IoT for wind turbines. Thank you very much for listening.
Sir is the founder director, UGES PowerMax Private Limited, Vadodara. Sir has done Bachelor of Engineering in Mechanical and ME in Machine Design. Sir has more than 21 years of working experience in quality assurance, asset management, and construction in wind industry and automobile industry. Sir has provided solutions in India as well as abroad. Sir is also lead auditor of ISO 9001-2015. Sir has received Best Project Portfolio Award 2014-15 at IWEF 2015. Sir is leading team of 45 engineers at field for civil, electrical, electronics, mechanical and polymer. I invite Mr. Amit Patel sir for his talk on IoT or data analytics in renewable energy sectors. Please sir.
Hello everybody. I'm sure I'm going to wind up very fast. Everybody's hungry, and by means of some presentations and some video, we'll have some energetic dose. Hopefully, it will empower you to think a little more ahead of our generation, our life, our socio-economics, how we're going ahead. Thank you very much for providing such an opportunity and such a wonderful description. I don't deserve to be such a loudly applauding, so many times, sir. I can simply call Amit. That's a good name my parents has given to me. So I'll be happy to call Amit. Even individual, it's a student or any dignitary wants to call, Amit is the best thing. Okay, I'll not take much of your time. Before we enter into these things, I just wanted to show you some video. I hope the projector is on. Understand. How many mechanical engineers are here? How many mechanical engineers are here? Oh, only one. Wonderful. I'm with you. I'm also mechanical, okay? So, how about electrical? How about electrical? Okay. Civil? Electronics? Instrumentation? We have no engineers here who are studying into the college so many years. Oh, it's all about computer. Ah, okay, and that I missed it purposely. Okay. You can start the video. I just wanted to show you something, which is possibly you're seeing, which will just refresh our thoughts on the wind energy.